There is a little problem, though, over the next couple of years that we haven't talked about yet, and that is we've got to the point now where we have serious problems in the spring and in the fall. We've got too much wind. Nuclear can't back off right now because they haven't put the engineering systems in to maneuver them, and they may have to shut nuclear down in a big way to make room for the wind because they have to take the wind under the current market rules. If that happens and they start shutting down nuclear over the next couple of years, we're going to have a huge increase in greenhouse gas emissions, which is counterintuitive, but the reason it happens is when the nuclear plant shuts down for 2 or 3 days, the next day for the peak, you've got to replace it with gas because the nuke is not there. And then you're burning a lot of CO2 to replace the nuclear. So over the next couple of years, if they don't change the market rules and force these turbines down, we're going to have the absolute reverse of what the government expected, which more wind, higher CO2 releases.
Tim, do you share Paul's view that that is a potential scenario for the future staring us in the face here?
I mean, well, part of the problem is, in fact, the nuclear plants are, as Paul said, they're not very flexible and they're difficult to manage in that way. But I think it's important to remember that this is a fairly temporary problem we're talking about here, because a huge chunk of the Ontario nuclear fleet is about to be coming offline anyway. There's refurbs that are required at Darlington. There's refurbs that are required at Bruce still. Pickering is on its way to be shut down entirely. So I think we need to keep a little bit of perspective here. These shutdown of nuclear is going to be happening, or at least refurb or rebuild is going to be happening in the very near future anyway. So I think we need to remember that there is a bit of a problem right now because nuclear is inflexible, but it's a fairly temporary one.
Support Ontario's public television. Donate at tvo.org.